This is Anything But Footy. I'm Michael.
David Grevemberg, Commonwealth Games Federation Chief Executive Officer.
As the CEO of the CGF, how important is it to see and be at landmark events like this and know that your next host city is on track?
Well, it's just great to be around sport again. The past couple of months have been quite difficult, quite strange. But to be around sport to mark this momentous occasion and 2 years to go to Birmingham 2022, we're absolutely delighted and invigorated and inspired. And this Smithfield site will really come to life in a couple of years, and it'll be wonderful to see it transform and become a wonderful, welcoming venue with the beautiful backdrop of Birmingham.
When Birmingham stepped in to host the games, was it a consideration that there wasn't a beach nearby?
Beach volleyball made its inaugural debut in Gold Coast and hasn't left us since. And of course now we have it's now accompanied by 3-on-3 basketball, which the reason 3-on-3 and not 5-on-5 is because essentially we have so many small states and island states, 2/3 of the world's small states and island states in the Commonwealth, and it's a more accessible and affordable form of basketball for more countries to participate in. So we're really excited about it. It also it provides a great urban sport that we're sure is going to really attract and delight fans.
Despite everything that's been going on with the global pandemic over the last 4 or 5 months, are you confident that Birmingham's on track and ready to welcome the Commonwealth?
Well, we have a fantastic partnership. We have a fantastic organizing committee led by John Crabtree and Ian Reid. They are working, as many of us have said, in unprecedented times right now, are rising to all the challenges that are coming before us in terms of dealing with the issues around health and safety and just the natural disruption. Addressing some of the issues around the social discourse around inclusion, equality, and diversity, and are coming up with solutions and working very closely with us and the other partners to really make this truly a games for everyone. So I'm really confident in the work that they're delivering and proud to be a partner.
And you mentioned the word diversity. Louise Martin has stepped down this week. Is that a move that you welcome to make that Birmingham 2022 board more diverse?
I'm really proud of Dame Louise. She's my president at the CGF, and under her leadership, I've been just continually impressed by her principle-based approach and not just talk but action. And so I'm really delighted. And we have a great colleague of ours who's coming onto the board, Sandra Osborne, who's going to offer a wealth of experience, a wealth of perspective, and I really we couldn't ask for a better mix.
How big a mistake was it though not to have a more diverse board to start with?
I think what this is certainly is forcing us to do is look at us being more prescriptive in our host city contract around issues around equality, diversity, and inclusion. Many of our, when we construct these governance structures around project management, it's very representative based. So, what we've seen is it probably talks to a broader societal issue and systemic issue in sport and government and, with all the different representative bodies of, how leadership is appointed and so forth. I think noting that, I think what we need to do as a movement is look at how we can influence those decisions early on in the process and continue to be really representative of the communities that we're actively representing and serving.
And you're confident that Birmingham will deliver a good games?
I think they're going to deliver an outstanding games. This is we're on this trajectory of transformation through our Transformation 2022 strategy. So there's a lot of pressure on Birmingham to be that transformational moment. And I think if we continue with all of these things that we're trying to tackle, through the power of sport right now, I think Birmingham will be an outstanding games that will not only resonate here in the UK, and particularly in Birmingham and the West Midlands, but dare I say across the Commonwealth and around the world.
Because it's going to be a busy summer. You've got the UEFA European Women's Football, you've got the Men's World Cup Football at the end of the year, a European Championships taking place, which is multi-sport, World Athletics. Where do you fit in terms of that summer and getting your piece of the action? Well,
I think we kind of put our stake in the ground quite early when the movement of the Tokyo 2020 Olympics and Paralympics occurred, and really just took the decision that, okay, if the cars are going to start to move around in the Tesco car park because the Titanic is moving in, we need to be quite smart in the approach that we're taking. So we came out on the front foot and started engaging other IFs and said, how do we work in collaboration with you, new and differently, and how do we ensure that we protect each other's space so that we're not cannibalizing the situation, but creating a more hospitable situation and harmonious situation. And so we really the engagement that we had back from UEFA and World Athletics and others has been really constructive. I mean, for the sport of athletics, it's going to be a busy summer, and so I keep challenging the athletics community around. This is particularly for the athletes from the home nations and Team GB. This is a possibility of really hitting a grand slam of events that is unprecedented. So, athletes like a challenge. There's your challenge. Let's hit the grand slam, become a gold medalist at the World Championships, at the Commonwealth Games, at the European Championships, and see what you can do at the Diamond League as well. So, I'm looking forward to seeing it and seeing which athletes rise to that occasion.
That's quite a challenge. I'm glad you're not my boss.
Well, you've got to have dreams. I think the key is being idealistic but not naive. So, but I think we have a really important part to play, and most importantly is we're going to create an experience that is going to be the place to be in 2022.
And download our weekly Anything But Footy podcast for all the latest Olympic and Paralympic news, interviews and conversations. We're on Apple and Google Podcasts. Just search Anything But Footy.